everyone, and welcome to another episode of The Breeze. And today we are featuring Bentonville Film Festival official selections. This is in association with Films Gone Wild. And today we are happy to bring you the filmmaker behind the documentary Parkland Rising. Hello, Cheryl. How are you?
Hello, I'm great. Thank you.
Very nice. Would you like to tell the audience about a little bit about yourself and the film which is selected for this year's festival?
Sure. I am a New York-based documentary filmmaker, sometime television producer, own a company called Gigantic Productions, and not coincidentally, I am originally from Florida and now live in New York City. Also, not coincidentally, the mother of 3 teenagers.
Okay, so that would definitely give you a little bit more of an understanding of the subject of children going to school with the inherent threat, sadly, of school shooters, which has sadly continued to grow since Columbine. So this film is about Parkland, which, would you like to refresh audience members about what happened at Parkland?
Yes, so that was February 14th, 2018, when a young person, 19 years old, walked in with an AR-15 to his former high school, and over the course of approximately 6 minutes, he shot 34 people. 17 of those people died on that day. And that is the tragedy that is the starting point for this documentary. But it's really the activism that is the focal point for the film.
Yeah. You have a lot of intimate interviews with the students that were there during that day. It was some heartbreaking footage that you're able to obtain and put into the documentary that showcased of when the incident was happening, how some of the students have reacted or continued to live on with that trauma from said incident, and also actions that schools took in order to be preventative measures like the clear backpacks, ID scans, and things like that to try to make them feel more safe. So there's a lot of activism that goes on with the children in the film and how it continues to grow from that. Do you want to tell people a little bit more about the March for Our Lives movement, which is a great portion of the film that showcases a lot of the activism that comes after this incident?
Sure. And, it's important to note that the film is in no way sponsored by or, made by March for Our Lives. But we, as filmmakers, did get access to some of the original founders of, I guess that's redundant, but the founders of March for Our Lives, including David Hogg and Jacqueline Corin and Cameron Kasky. And we worked with Fred Guttenberg, who is the father of one of the 14-year-old victims. And we worked with Manuel and Patricia Oliver, who are the parents of Joaquin Oliver, who is another victim that day. So they're with Change the Ref, and the other students are with March for Our Lives. But those two groups work together. They work together from the beginning. They still work together. But we were there right at the very beginning. It was, weeks as they were just starting to emerge as a group at all. They were, they were really just a group of teenagers who were reacting to this tragedy and wanted to make change.
How did you end up connecting with the subjects of the film? It's a very intimate subject, and for them to work with you with the trust of showcasing this footage for this documentary of the film, how did that end up coming together with all the subjects in the film?
It was just patience and persistence. At the very beginning, for those first couple of months, I don't know if you recall, but there were news trucks surrounding the families' homes and surrounding the school at all times for the first couple of months. So trying to get access to anyone involved was quite difficult in the beginning. But we were just really patient and tried to take our time, waiting for people to be ready to speak with us, and kind of meeting them on their own terms. If you have a little bit of time today, we're here today, and you can't talk to us again for a while, we'll wait. And trying to be very respectful of the reality of what people were going through. And so I think over time that built trust. It was not something that was there immediately.
How do you feel about the issue of gun control since this incident has happened? Do you believe that strides have been made from the activism that has been done by the subjects of this documentary? Do you believe that that steps have been taken, progress has been made, and results are being seen since the incident at the school?
I absolutely do believe that. I believe that the successes are they're incremental. They take a long time, but there is this tipping point, and we are working toward it. So, we saw no activity for the 20 years prior to the start of this movement, and no one was organizing hundreds of thousands of people to get out and demand change. It just wasn't happening. And gun reform was kind of it was such a divisive topic that people were afraid to speak about it at all. And especially people in politics and corporations wouldn't take a stand. And now we are seeing that politicians have to take a stand. They have to make their views known. And so that in itself is progress.
Yes.
People are declaring, I'm an F-rated, I'm F-rated by the NRA, and I'm proud of it. These things are progress.
Seeing what happened in New York very recently with them trying to break up the NRA, right?
Exactly. That I think is actually directly related to the actions of these kids. And it's obviously not just them, but they have so much to do with it.
Yeah. How is everybody doing since the completion of this documentary, all of the subjects? Where are they now? How are they faring? There was some tumultuous times with David, where you caught on camera him literally being threatened of his life. So that was pretty crazy to watch that go down. That stuff you don't usually see on camera, but you see some serious tensions. How's everybody doing?
It's hard for me to speak about where David is right now. I mean, they all went off to college, and I think varying degrees, they've all tried to move on with their lives. Now throw in Corona, and they're back out of college and back in Park, so you can't catch a break.
Right.
But I know that the all of the students who were passionate about this issue then are still passionate about it, and they're all still fighting. And that includes Jacqueline and Cameron and David Hogg and Emma Gonzalez. They're all still passionate about this. It clearly wasn't a fleeting moment in time for them.
Yeah.
And then there are the parents, and I speak with some of the parents of the victims more regularly, and the fact is they'll never get to move on. It's not a possibility. They will continue to suffer, and
struggle continues with all of the issues that matter to our society. In closing, my question to you is Parkland Rising screening online at the Bentonville Film Festival. Where do you see the future of this film going? Will it continue through the festival circuit? Are you looking at a distribution deal? And where can our audiences go to find out more about it?
Great. So we are going to be available for rental online, as in this new virtual world we're living in.
Yes.
And so if you look at our website after the festival at parklandrising.com, you can see where it's available for rent. We're working with a company called Abramarama, and that's how we're getting the film out.
Okay. Well, thank you so much, Cheryl, for taking the time to speak with us today about Parkland Rising. And I think that it is a very important documentary, one that showcases the struggle that children have to go through in terms of school shootings and trauma and the new normal of what kids have to go through in today's society with gun control and so on. So I wish you the best of luck with the journey of the film. We can hope for the future of a better future. But I hope you enjoy and have a good day, Cheryl.
Thank you. You too.